Brilliance Audio.
Better Left Unsaid by Tufayel Ahmed. Performed by Shrida Solanki, Shamala Devar, and Kema Keswanikop. Sultana knew she was nearing the end of her life, but this didn't cause her any great pain. She'd lived in her stroke-ravaged body for 7 years. That was a long time to get used to the fact that she'd never again be able to walk on her own 2 feet, that her heart was working harder now to pump blood around her body, and that it was only a matter of time. What ailed her in her final months wasn't her own mortality, but what would become of her children and husband. Her physical pain was outweighed by the emotional guilt she felt, for she knew that she wouldn't be there, as a mother should, to watch her children grow older and start families of their own. She considered herself fortunate that she had been alive to see her eldest, Imran, marry, mashallah. But the same couldn't be said for Sumaya, her only daughter, in whose fieriness she saw herself at that age, and her youngest, Majid, about whom she felt the most guilt. In her darkest moments, she wallowed in the fact that she hadn't been able to be much of a mother to him, for he had been just 7 on that fateful morning when she woke up, unable to feel anything below her neck. These last months, Sultana had fretted, silently praying. Time was slipping away as surely as sand passes through an hourglass, and when the final grains fell, her time would be up. There'd be no resetting the clock. So, even as she felt her body slowly giving up, each thump of a heart more laborious, Sultana's mind remained firm, and she was adamant that she would muster strength one final time to soothe her children's hearts and minds, to leave them not in sorrow, but prepared for what their lives would be without her. Her life was nearing its end, but her children had so much more to live for. Her greatest satisfaction now would be to know that they would have fulfilled lives. Sultana called each of her children to her bedside, one by one, starting with her oldest child. "Promise me," she said to each of them, imparting her wishes for their future. Majid, she feared, would forget her, but perhaps that wasn't such a bad thing. His heart was still young, so he wouldn't be scarred the way her other 2 children and her husband would be. And she knew that Abdul and her 2 older children would wrap themselves around him and shower him with the parenting she could not. Imran and Sumaya concerned Sultana more. She lamented that things were as they had been for the past few years between them. They were once so close. Imran had doted on his baby sister from the moment Sultana and Abdul brought her home from the hospital. Now the acrimony between them was thick, and mediating between her eldest son and her daughter was as exhausting as her illness. In the corner of her mind, Sultana questioned whether she had done the right thing all those years ago, whether the tension between her children was her fault. Even if her husband and children weren't aware of all the facts, she had long borne the guilt of the knowledge she possessed and the burden it had put on her family. As much as Sultana yearned for Imran and Sumaya to mend their relationship, she was also wary that if they ever did, it threatened to dredge up memories that were best lost to time. What she had done for her family. It had been the right thing to do. She had convinced herself in these last weeks of her life. Her children's fraught relationship hurt her, of course, but she didn't regret what she had done, and she was sure she'd do it all again. Every mother makes her sacrifices,